I'm Salad and I saw Mandy. It is directed and written by Panos Cosmatos, and if you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. This was requested by Patreon. If you like that fast track of movie review, you can do that at patreon.com/ASEPresents. On with the review. This movie starts and we're following Nicolas Cage. He's in this movie. Wow. Also, the immediate thing that I noticed right off the top is how colorful this movie is. Like, wow, I'm looking at the colors. I'm like, how did they achieve this level of coloring? Man, I'd love to achieve this level of coloring. I don't even know if I can even do it in this video. But, you know, it's just so cool. I love it. Immediately, I'm like, I love the visuals. I know I love the visuals so much, I wonder if the story's going to be any good. Well, we're following Red. That's the Nicolas Cage character. And he's chilling with his girlfriend named Mandy. And, you know, they're having a little chill life. They're in the woods together. They're having a woodly time. And guess what? Oh, looks like some dudes, part of a gang, is like, hey, I'm going to steal you. I'm actually going to kidnap her. I'm going to give her a doser with a bunch of LSD. And I'm like, okay, okay. That's interesting. That would be an interesting trip. I don't know if she'd have a good or a bad trip. I'd imagine she'd have a bad trip. And it would not be a fun time. So, of course, Mandy being yoinked, Red's like, I'm going to get her, right? I'm gonna get her. And this movie, the way that it is filmed, it's confusing to know what's happening on screen. Like, a particular scene that comes to mind, there's like this guy in some alien mask or something, or an alien or something, and he's meeting with this dude in the middle of the forest, and because the shadows, it's too dark, first of all. It's just prioritizing color, and because it's prioritizing color, it's not so much prioritizing the values. And the values is really I can see the contrast between the background and the characters. And so the characters have like very similar values, like the tones, like they're pretty shadowy compared to the background, which is also very shadowy. And then there's this really bright light. I'm like, okay, that's obviously where my eyes are supposed to go to. But what is happening? I can't see any of the characters on screen. And I feel like that was probably 60% of my experience watching this movie was what is going on? I literally can't tell what's happening on screen. And then some inserts of Nicolas Cage being all cool and rad. I'm like, oh, there, that's what it is. It's him. I remember he's in this movie. Okay, hey, that's pretty neat. Also, Mandy gets tooketh, and of course, Nicolas Cage's character is like, I'm gonna go get you. But you know, he doesn't get to her in time. Mandy burns alive, which is terrible and trash terribleness. I do not approve. Not one bit. Do not approve of burning people just randomly for your own pleasure, because that's destructive. It's too hot, too much heat. Actually, I could use some heat. It's really cold out here. Is there a fire? Maybe I can sit next to. No. No fires want to come near me? Alright, well, they do want to come towards Mandy, though, because she gets burned alive. And then he deals with it by being sad, drinking, being angry, and then he figures out, oh, I know where these people are, actually. I'm going to get my revenge. And then he gets his revenge. He decapitates a bunch of people. And I'm like, yes, he got his revenge, but it's sad because nothing will fill the hole in his stomach of Mandy being gone. I'm just thinking, you know, it's interesting that it's so hard to see what's happening on screen. First of all, that's the most interesting part, honestly. But more importantly, though, the interesting is, why did they kidnap her? Because they fancied her? Is that a reason to kidnap? I feel like there has to be like more of a political reason to kidnap someone. Like if you want to blackmail someone out of something, or maybe you want to bribe someone out of something, like money or some stuff. But Red has none of these. Nicolas Cage's character is Red. Red has none of these, right? So why would you kidnap her? Because you want to sex her up or something? I don't know. This movie is pretty, but it's also pretty confusing visually. It's hard for me to keep track of what's happening on screen, but I do appreciate the colors. I appreciate Nicolas Cage's performance. I also appreciate the intensity of the characters. I do get a little bit of a look into Mandy's life. She's deep. She's dealt with a lot. She went through some pretty intense stuff. This movie is a good descriptor of it is intense. It's a very intense movie. There is some like, wow, that's happening. Whoa, I was not expecting this movie to take this turn, but it did. This movie's fine. It's colorful. I wouldn't watch it again though. Although, watching this movie has got me thinking about cool tricks, coloring tricks. I mean, I was looking at the movie, I was like, are they doing fill lights or are they just doing color correction in digital? If you've seen this movie, let me know what you think of the movie below. I literally don't have much else to say about this movie. I mean, it's colorful, but like it's substance-wise, wow, it's just Nicolas Cage beating up a bunch of people. Woo, amazing. Other than the terror of being kidnapped by people who have taken a bad batch of LSD, and I'm like, what could that mean? What could that possibly mean? But the movie doesn't really explain it. So I gotta give this movie, it's a solid 6.5 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one. The platform really likes that. If you want to fast track a movie review, you can do that for $20 redeemos at patreon.com/ASEPresents. And if you'd like to help support the daily grind of all them daily movie reviews, go to this link tree. Find the way you can help support the daily grind of all them daily movie reviews. So you can go here. And until next time, mint salad. I'll see you later to my salad croutons and bacon bits. Oh, did you see my pants? I wore them because they're colorful. And that Mandy's colorful, the movie. Look at him, my pants. All right, off I go, bye-bye.